data, and then you pre-process that data and use it to make your discoveries, like analyzing, is this gender biased, or do we see some differences in the wages that affect our model and stuff like that. And in the end, we have the deployment. Deployment is where you've already built the model from the discovery you've made, and you're actually going to deploy it and run it in a production environment. Today, I won't be focusing a lot on the data part, but I'll be focusing on the discovery and the deployment part. So we have on the left-hand side, we have a decision tree fully built. And on the right-hand side, we have the variables that are used to make that decision tree. And the bottom right, we have the lift that decision tree has created. Here we have a website where the decision tree you've just seen has been deployed. The top bar is the URL, so that's the server we access the deployed model from. Then the next one is we choose the model, and in the bottom we have enter the variables. So we enter all the variables that are in this model. In this case, it's age, balance, estimated salary, if they're an active member, and number of products they have. Then we can click submit, and then actually by using Viya's endpoints, we get a score instantly. So this is the dashboard, and one thing you should note about this is that these dashboards are shareable, and they can be used across departments, and a very nice way for people within your company to share the data. So in this case, I've used the dashboard to get a kind of an overview of the banking churn data set that we built the decision tree on. As we can see, there's a 20% churn rate. And this dashboard is very interactive. So you can actually click these buttons and all the charts, the 4 charts below will change. So I'll just switch over to the live thing. Okay, so here I'm going to go into the dashboard. So it loads, and here we are. So as you can see, if we want to, for instance, see only the segment that has churned, we just click on the 0, and then you can see here it changed to 0% has churned. And you can see how the demographics and number of products and balance and all that stuff is, whether you've churned or not. So you could also switch it over to being only the people that have churned, and then you can see, oh, the number of products that have 4, they have actually churned. So that might indicate a problem. I'm not going to go deeper into that. I'm just trying to show off some functionality here. So the decision tree I just showed you before, we can actually use that to get into this dashboard. Okay, so the predictions it makes a probability, as you can see here. It has a probability, and you can select you only want to see the segment that has a probability of, for instance, 70% or higher to churn, right? So this predicts that the people that have a 70% chance of churning, they look like this, right? So you can kind of get an overview of how your model actually predicts it, as well as the details of the model that the model describes. So I'll just jump back to the model. So as I told you before, you can see the variable importance here, and that's actually some of the what you call variables that we displayed in the churn dashboard. Okay. So on the right here, we actually have this interactive decision tree. So you can actually zoom in and hover over and see exactly what this node, or this leaf, I guess, in this case, is sorting by, and how big the accuracy is. That's actually how much it's filled is how big the accuracy is. So the more filled it is, the higher accuracy it has. Okay, so what I would like to show you now is what we call model repository. So one thing that's really great about the Viya platform is that you have one interface for everything, right? So you just have this menu and you can see that all these manage data and prepare data is part of the data part in the lifecycle. Explore and visualize is the discovery part, and then all the others, build model, manage models, manage decisions, are part of the deployment phase, right? So they kind of go hand in hand, and you only have this one interface. So you don't need to switch between programs as you usually would have to. So I'm going to go into manage models, and here it will be loading all the models that I have currently deployed on this server. And as you can see here, we have two models, a banking churn decision tree and a banking churn decision tree made in R. And I will just be showing you on this website that I've made what it looks like when these models are scored. So I can actually go here to this website and enter in the URL of the server I just came from and actually load the models here. So you can see the models I just showed you is loaded here. I pick one, and then I can actually choose any parameter for these variables that I find fitting, and can actually get that live scoring, which is really nice. But the whole reason I showed you this is not only to show you that we have these API capabilities that you can integrate with a website, but actually that I want to show you the deployment of a model from open source and how quickly it is from making the model to actually deploying the model. So I won't be cheating here. I'll be showing you everything. So here you install your packages and all that stuff. I've already done that. So I'm just gonna open the library here, and then I'm actually gonna make the model from the iris data set and print out the model here. And as you can see, it's made a model. And then I'm taking that model and creating a file with it. I'm just gonna call it 2, so we keep the file already have, just in case. So here we have the model, and I'm just gonna click and it's gonna run. And now we've actually created a model, okay? So now I need to go into Finder here and find in the PML models. Whoops, I forgot to set the working directory. So let's just get working directory, and let's see, it's in documents. Okay, so let's go to the documents, and we have the model right here. So what we need to do is we just need to quickly edit one line in this because I've captured all the output to put it into this file. It's not the most optimal way, but it works. So I'm just going to save that. So now it's only a PML file. So what I'll be doing is I'll be switching back into our SAS model manager, and then I'll click import. And then I can actually choose to import that model. So we'll just go into documents and then import the model we just